Hey folks, welcome to another lesson. This lesson is going to be devoted to instructing you about defensive options. So I know I went through first boss and just the first level with sometimes doing some dodges and some blocks, and it may not have been clear why I was doing so. So I wanted to cover a couple of things. So I'm going to just bring up this human opponent, kind of illustrate generally how you want to proceed with your defensive option. So of course, avoiding an attack at a distance altogether, there's very little risk, but at the same time, you can't do anything. So what are you going to do when you're close to an enemy? Now, you can also try to sidestep, but as you may notice, you got to know if the attack is going to hit you or not. But one thing to note is that many enemies, once they start attacking, they're pretty much committed to a certain, not just an animation time, but also they're not going to be able to like magically hit you. Like he starts trying to attack. If I just sidestep, it's not like he's magically going to home in on me. The same treatment also kind of applies to you when you commit to some actions. So you can kind of use this to sidestep. But as you can imagine, some attacks are going to be able to hit you because they have a wider hitbox than others. So sidestepping can be very risky. See, like I tried to sidestep there, but he was doing slashes to the side as opposed to just thrusts. So it just depends. Now, sidestepping is great, being away from an attack is great, and of course the most obvious thing you can do, oh, that's not what I meant to do. You can of course just block attacks, which is great against human enemies because it can bounce off of them. But blocking usually eats up a lot of ki unless you're playing a tankier character with a high amount of toughness. So of course, the next best thing, and the thing that I would recommend most of the time, is just dodge an attack to help you sidestep various attacks in the first place. That's what dodging is meant for. Now if you dodge in low stance, as I'm doing here, you can see I can rapidly dodge and sidestep at the same time. Sorry, I know sidestep and dodging pretty much sounds the same, but you can be at a different side of him, and you can get to it faster by just dodging. Now the question is, which way to dodge? Now my advice for dodging is not going to be dodging necessarily backwards all the time, because what can happen, if you may have saw it there, is that there was a chance, I want to do some thrust attacks, maybe that'll help. There's a chance that his hitbox may line up just perfectly outside of your iframe window. So unless your dodges are on point, which is naturally going to be very difficult, you can see right there, just trying to dodge backwards, you might just end up getting hit anyway. So dodge against the attack so that you are in effect sidestepping it and have your iframes overlap, and it'll basically just pass by you. Like there's no risk if I just dodge right through it. And that's why you want to take advantage of your iframes. High stance, of course, has larger amount of frames, but you also got that larger recovery time. So you need to be wary of that, which is why, again, I advise dodging in low stance. Also, what you may be noticing is that I seem to block just before I dodge. Now, why is this the case? The reason for this is so that I can control my dodges. Now, if I don't block, I may see, for example, I may want to dodge through them, but sometimes I may dodge to the side, and this will depend largely upon my character's position relative to the opponent. So the reason why I like to guard is simply because I can control exactly which direction I want to go. So if I want to dodge forward while blocking, well, hey, I'm going forward. So as you can see, it's relative to the position of my character. I may dodge forward, but now my character's facing one way, and if I press back, then I'm dodging back relative to my character. So that's why I like to block when I'm really planning on doing very specific maneuvers. Yeah, like I can dodge, and then I can just move my character to just face him, and then I can control my dodges more effectively this way. So hopefully that makes sense as to why I dodge in that scenario. But yeah, again, avoiding an attack, using less ki to dodge versus, say, a block is generally preferred. Okay, look at that. That was a deadly quick draw active skill, but I had no trouble by just dodging through the attack because there's no way the tracking was going to hit me. Now, what do you do, let's say, if you are actually getting hit? You know, it sucks. And you notice I had a bit of hit stun there. And if he's using a faster attack like that, I'm going to have a lot of trouble. You know, what do you do in that situation? So, when you're getting hit, what you'll want to do... I need you to get your key back, buddy. I'm going to wait for him to regenerate his key, basically to full, and then let him attack. What you want to do if you start getting hit, just block. Just raise your guard up. That will truncate some hit stun, and while you will use some ki, you're not going to get hit. You'll take ki damage as opposed to health damage. So look at that, block just in time. Very valuable. So it's a good thing to help you kind of reset the whole situation of getting stunned, and then you know you can block dodge as I have just talked about. So very valuable, very handy. Now, sometimes some opponents are going to get heavily staggered. So in that scenario, he should have blocked. And see, he's trying to, actually. You saw how he kind of got knocked back for a bit, and he was winded. Alright, let me deplete my ki, and then let him hit me. Alright, what do you do there? All you can do is just roll away. Alright, come on. I want you to hit me. Let's go. Delete my key for me, please. Can I block? Alright, here we go. Can I block? Damn it, I've been pointing it too much. Okay, come on. Can't. In fact, I got knocked down. When you get knocked down, what can you do from there? Come on. All the key, please. Come on, eat my key. Oh! So you can just kind of like roll away. When you get knocked down, you can also roll away. Can't block when you're prone on the ground. That was pretty heavy. Yeah, when you're winded, you'll basically want to roll away. But here's something else you can do. Here's something else many people don't consider. Alright, come on. What can you do when you're low on ki? You can use a yokai ability. Yeah. So, you know Enki? Go ahead and use it if you run out of ki and get winded. Because you can use any anima-based action independently of ki, in case you didn't remember. And that even applies to things like burst counters. And while you won't regenerate that much ki during the burst counter, you still regenerate some, and so it can be really handy. Pretty cool, huh? So if you get normal hits, what you want to do is just block to prevent getting stun locked, and then if you get like a heavy stagger or you get winded, then what you'll want to do is roll away, and then again for other situations, don't forget you always have the option of doing stuff like using yokai abilities. Really, really valuable to be able to do that in a pinch. And yes, I'm kind of showing off now. Forgive me. Oh no! Okay, come on. And are you mega dead? Yeah, you're mega dead. So that's very valuable. So when you are knocked on the ground, so just brief recap. If you get briefly hit, you can raise your guard and stops further attacks. So there are many attacks in the game which are going to like hit you a bajillion times, and it'll feel annoying to get endlessly stun locked. But again, just raise your guard up and then you'll be okay. But if you get heavy staggered or you're winded, you got to roll away or use a yokai ability. You can still use a yokai ability when you're getting hit like by a lot of little attacks, but it won't necessarily feel as urgent if you know, hey, you can just block. Let me demonstrate this against another enemy. He was going for a grab. Block. Ow, ow, ow. Yeah, I can still block. So a lot of attacks won't necessarily do that much ki damage, so it can be to your advantage. Oh, he flattened me. Roll away. I can still block that one. That was just a single hit. Oh, I can block that too. Some weapons actually have wake-up attacks, like that. Not all of them, but some of them. Gotta roll away right there. Alright, what else you got? Ugh. Can block. I could have blocked that second one, but I chose not to. See, look, I can block. It still sucks that I'm getting hit. Ugh. Alright, let's practice this a little more. Still block. Got flattened. Roll away. Got hit once. Can block. Whoa! Quite deadly. Alright, what you got? Oh, I can use the yokai ability. Alright, let's see what else I can use yokai abilities for. See, I can still do it right after that. This is awkward. Okay. With heavy stagger, again, you get hit twice. You can try to raise your guard in between. But with heavy stagger, you pretty much gotta roll away. Ah! Alright, what do we got? Grab? Can I use the yokai ability? Nope. Can't use it. Only when I get back up. Alright, which way to dodge? Dodge through the attacks. So you don't have to worry about the hitbox whatsoever. And that way I can get some counterattacks, which is why it's huge. Look at that. Oh, no, not that. Not that. Of course, he's out of key. Let's just murder this guy. Alright, put this into practice. Dodge through. Ooh, stay away. Dodge through. See, and I was able to get a free attack. Sidestep it so that his hitbox never tracks. That's kind of what you want to do. If you can avoid a block, good, great, but obviously sometimes that won't be possible. Avoiding attacks is of course very difficult, but you'll kind of get used to it with time. So yeah, that's pretty much all you need to know when it comes to defensive options. So very brief recap, and I know I've recapped, so I'm just going to keep recapping because it's important. You can avoid the attack altogether. Blocks are great, but dodges are preferred. If you need to use a high stance, go for it. You'll get larger distance and more iframes, but it comes at the cost of recovery. Whereas with low stance and even mid stance, you can be much more frequent with your dodges, which is great, and you consume less ki. Now, if you get hit, and it's just a brief stun, block, so you can prevent further assault. But if you get winded or you get heavy staggered, then you need to dodge away. There will be many moments, many enemies who can effectively parry your attacks, and they'll give you a brief window in which you're heavy staggered to dodge away. You don't want to try to block. Your character will not be able to block, which is unfortunate. If you get knocked prone on the ground, then you want to roll away or dodge away as well. Also, what will happen when you get prone is that your weapons will be sheathed no matter what, so it can throw you off, but every single stance will have the same dodge behavior. So watch. That's high stance, which is identical to mid stance, which is identical to low stance. So bear that in mind. So if you want to, say, do an attack right after, make sure to unsheath your weapons, or what you can do, which is a little easier, is you can just block, which will automatically pull out your weapons anyway. So you have to keep in mind that your character is going to reset after you're knocked prone. And again, you can use your yokai abilities in any state, except when you're knocked prone. But again, that comes with its own risks. Yeah, hopefully you learned a thing or two. Dodging through attacks is great. Getting hit and finding a way to regain your footing is huge as well, and you should be able to kick some butt. So let's kick somebody's butt right now for some good old catharsis using the stuff I taught you. This is not just stuff I taught you, so I apologize. This is just me showing off. Oh yeah, combo potential, let's go. Die. Oh my god, he's getting wrecked. And 4 extra style. Thank you, inputs. Well, he died. You know, I tried, and therefore no one should criticize me. In any case, thank you guys for watching. I hope this was helpful, and I will see you guys next time.